Okay, so in today's tutorial, I want to talk a little bit about the getting started process for SolidWorks EPDM. So if you're a SolidWorks EPDM customer and you have all of your content in your vault and you want to start uploading that content to Flutter files such that all your viewers and suppliers can easily access the latest revision, then this tutorial will show you how to get started. So before this tutorial started, I went ahead and created a demo account, created an email address and password to go along with that. So I'm going to go ahead and log into the web application. So you go to flutterfiles.com, you click login, and you enter your username and password. And this is what you see once you've logged in. So this is a bland demo account. We have a couple of sample drawings that have automatically been added. When you first log in, you see recent updates. You can also navigate to specific libraries. So by default, we have a drawings library. We have a documents library, but under the first view, you see the latest ones. And of course, all of these are the latest since they were just created. If you want to view a drawing, you just simply double click to view the drawing and you'll see the latest revision there. It's automatically shown. You can click the back button to return to a previous revision. And if you click the forward button, you'll return once again to the latest revision. Now, this is great, but how do I get, in a very integrated and simple fashion, your content into this? And if you're a SolidWorks EPDM user specifically, how do you integrate it with your EPDM vault? Well, before I show you how to do that, I want to first talk about the structure of Flutter files. What we were viewing just there was the web application. So we were viewing drawings within the web application. You could also easily view those drawings within native mobile applications for Android and iPhone and iPad. To view the content, though, you first need to place it in the Flutter Files cloud, which is depicted here in the center. But before you can, to get the content into the Flutter Files cloud, you use the Uploader application. Now, the Uploader application is the only thing that you have to install. You install that on your local intranet. It needs to have access to all of your content. It needs, in the case of SolidWorks EPDM, it needs to have access to your SolidWorks vault. Once it's installed, we configure it to integrate with the vault, and then it will push the content up to the Flutter Files cloud as soon as you release drawings. So as you're releasing drawings, it'll take all your existing drawings that are released, place it in the Flutter Files cloud, and then as you update those, new revisions will automatically appear. So let's get started. Let me show you how to do that. The first thing you want to do is go to flutterfiles.com/uploader. So it's /uploader, just like that, and click enter, and it'll download the Uploader application. Now, obviously, I've already done that, and I've installed it. It's a very quick installation, but once you install it, you will see, and you open it, you will see this screen appear. And this is the Flutter Files Uploader. It's a small, lightweight application that will control both SolidWorks EPDM via the API that it offers, as well as the SolidWorks API or any other application that you want to integrate with Flutter Files to generate PDFs automatically. It can also be configured to generate generic CAD files, etc. So let's log in to this Uploader application using your same login, and you need to be an administrator account to be able to do this. We'll click login, and since you're a new account, it will show you a welcome screen with some information on how to get started. If you click next, it'll ask you to configure your first upload folder. So that's the way the uploader works, is you configure upload folders, and this can be within the vault or outside the vault. If it's within the vault, then there's some additional settings such that it can communicate directly with the vault. So let's go ahead and browse to a folder location. Now, generally, you probably will just browse to the top level vault location of the client view that's installed of your SolidWorks EPDM vault. In this case, I'm going to browse to a specific subfolder within the vault. Let's go to this subfolder I created called Tutorial. Click on that. And it says, do you want to include items in the subfolders? There's none, but we'll go ahead and leave that checked. Select the upload library. We'll go ahead and put that into the drawings library. You can create many additional libraries as you move forward. You might want to create specific product libraries or project libraries. It's entirely up to you how you want to organize your content. And an item can be in multiple libraries. So it will only exist one time. So if you delete it, it'll remove it from all the libraries, etc. Let's go to file types, and we'll just enable SolidWorks as the native file type. So these are all the native file formats. AutoCAD. You can also do DWGs with DraftSide, and Excel, and Inventor. All the Office formats like PowerPoint, Word, Excel. You also do TIFF files. If you do your ECOs in an XML format within SolidWorks EPDM, there's a lot of companies that seem to do it that way. I do have support for those XML files. It'll actually grab property data. It'll generate a PDF from it automatically. It works really well. We'll click on file type options. And the first option is, do you want to include the native files in the upload? Generally, you probably do, but you may not. It just depends on what kind of company, how you view it. Do you want to use Flutter files as kind of like an optional backup? Then you might want to include those. Once they've been uploaded, you can block them from all your users and all your suppliers, etc., and to where they're just there. But for now, let's leave that unchecked. We'll go to Inventor SolidWorks options. And the first option here is the generic CAD file types that you want to have Flutter files automatically keep track of and keep connected to the PDF. This is a really handy feature. If you've got a supplier that always needs a step file, or let's say a supplier that always needs a DXF file, but you only need it for your sheet metal parts, then you could actually enable DXF for only sheet metal parts. And then if it's a sheet metal part, do you want to use the model or do you want to use the drawing to export? So really cool customization there. We'll do both of those just so we have that there. We'll click the back button. Now a few of these are kind of complex options and stuff and aren't really necessary for detailed, aren't really appropriate. We'll just leave them all as unchecked for now. You can always come back to that and customize it as you need to. All right, next after file types is you select one of three options on how you're going to integrate this upload folder. You can do none of these options. You can use, let's say this is a folder within a PDM vault. You can use a property to trigger the upload, or you can detect revisions based on the file name. So we're going to use the first one, which is folder is within a PDM vault. We'll click configure. And automatically SolidWorks EPDM is the PDM solution selected. We also have integration with Autodesk Vault as well as custom access databases. The custom access database does have to be configured on a per customer basis and is a custom development requirement. But if you need that, please do contact us. We'll type in our vault name, which in this case is Flutter Files Vault. The final workflow state for my workflow currently being used is just approved. Some companies say maybe production released or whatever it may be, whatever you want to call it. You enter that there. Review workflow state is if you want Flutter files to generate a PDF at some sub final workflow state. So you might be waiting for review or something like that, so that the reviewer doesn't have to necessarily check the SolidWorks file. He can check the PDF instead and then go back into EPDM and release it. That's entirely optional. We'll leave that blank for now. If you click on advanced settings, there's a lot of details, and that's where I was talking about. Flutter Files has a lot of customization that you can do on how it integrates into EPDM, and that's all about when is it going to create the PDF, and what's it going to do with the PDF that's created, etc. For now, we'll leave all of those unchecked. Actually, we'll go ahead and check this first one. This one's really handy, so I'll go ahead and mention it. Include states containing names but do not match exactly. So in this case, we have approved. If your final workflow state, so let's say you have two different final workflow states. You have production approved and you have quality approved, or you have prototype approved. Well, you can just type in approved, select that first option here, and then all of those will be treated as the final workflow state and will be considered released at that point. So we'll click back again. That's everything you have to do to configure an upload folder. It's as simple as that. We click save. That will open up a view here in the window that shows you a list of all your currently configured folders. Many of my customers have lots of folders. They, instead of uploading the entire vault, they upload specific folders with different settings. So one folder may have a step file, the other folder may have IGES files being created as well, and all the customization you want to do. You may have a folder that includes SolidWorks files and TIFF files and XML files, and a different folder that's only SolidWorks files because you don't want the other stuff to be uploaded from that folder. Lots of customization that you can do with regard to that. Now, since this is the first time, normally if we were making a change, we might just go ahead and click Start Upload here. But since this is the first time, we're going to click the Next button. That allows you to set an upload schedule. I don't, for SolidWorks EPDM customers, unless you've installed the uploader on the server, I highly do not recommend the watch for file changes and upload immediately. Too many issues arise with that, and even if you do have it on the server, I would still, generally speaking, recommend the schedule the uploads option, and just schedule it every 30 minutes, hourly. You can do daily instead of specific time. This is all about what kind of resources can you dedicate to the uploader, because when the uploader is running, and most of my customers, by the way, use every 15 minutes or every 30 minutes. But when the uploader is running, it's consuming resources on that computer. It's running SolidWorks. It's using the SolidWorks API to generate the PDF and the step file and anything else that needs to be generated. And it's uploading that content to the FlutterFiles cloud. So if you have a dedicated machine, then you're going to want to run this every 15 minutes. If you don't, and you're using this on a machine that's also being used, then I would highly recommend a time. Let's say 6 p.m. after you leave for the day. Everything that you've worked on for the day, if there's any new release drawings, it generates this. So if you're a small company, you have a single seat of SolidWorks, you got a single machine that's going to run this, then by all means, you schedule the uploads for something daily after your work. And at any point, you can click Start Upload. So if you finish something middle of the day and you want that to be on FlutterFiles, just go click Start Upload and it will start running. Now, just for demo purposes, we'll do every 15 minutes. We'll have the upload schedule. Click Save to save that. And then it says, okay, configuration is complete. Press Upload to begin an upload. Obviously, at any point, you can click Start Upload. You can also process specific files that are configured. So the file has to reside in a configured folder, but you can select Process File and then go select that specific folder. The Uploader application, just so you can close that window. It's a taskbar application, which means it lives down in the bottom right taskbar. And you can get to the menu by just clicking there. If you click on All Messages, it'll kind of show you a status. It says we've logged in. It says press Start Upload to begin. Then you updated the schedule, so it notes that you are now going to upload file changes every 15 minutes. So if we just waited 15 minutes, an upload would start automatically. But obviously, we don't want to do that. So we're going to go ahead and click Start Upload. And what's this going to do is it's going to process that tutorial folder within the EPDM Vault. It's going to communicate with the EPDM Vault and determine what files are there and the state of them and determine what needs to be uploaded. And as you can see, it says one SolidWorks file needs to be uploaded, and it's processing this SW-001 file. So if we go to the EPDM Vault, you can see FlutterFiles Vault Tutorial, and you can see that SW-001 is a drawing with the model attached to it. So it's going to treat that as a single item. FlutterFiles only processes your drawings, so it generates the PDF from the drawings, and then it obtains any model information it needs, including creating the step file from the model and all of that. It works pretty well for all of that kind of stuff. All right, you can see it's finished. It says, let's see right here, PDF was uploaded, processing the step file for upload. Step file was uploaded. Rev A for item was uploaded. Uploading of the changed SolidWorks files is complete. So as you can see, this is kind of like a console log. You don't have to watch this. You can close it at any point, and then you can return to it by clicking the All Messages there. If there's a problem and you want to save these messages, you can click the Save button, and maybe you'll email those to support@flutterfiles.com and say, here's what's going on. There's an error. There's something wrong. It's SolidWorks is crashing for some reason. Is there any way you can help me with that? And we can look and try to troubleshoot. This gives you the information to tell you exactly what is going on. All right, so let's switch back over to the web application so we can take a look at what's happened. We'll click the refresh button, and you'll see under recent updates at the very top, because we just updated this and it's a new rev that was created today. You can see the rev date is today. We can see we have this new SW-001 item. So just like that, we have the item. It's in FlutterFiles. There's the PDF. It was created for us automatically. We can make that full screen. Really cool. You can see there's only the single rev, so it just says Rev A. If you click the download button here, there's a PDF step file, and you can also download all, so it'll download a zip file containing both the PDF and the step file. So this is really handy. Your internal users, they just log in. They're automatically, under recent updates, going to see the latest revisions that have been uploaded. They can browse to it. As I mentioned, we selected the drawings library to upload it, so now they're listed there. You might want to delete these sample drawings at this point, obviously. And there is the item, and that's as simple as that. If we right-click on the item, we click on Properties, you'll see here's a list of all the properties that it obtained. So it grabbed the description. We didn't configure any custom properties or anything. Material wasn't listed in the model or the drawing, so it didn't sync that. All of these properties that you see here can be synced to any custom property in SolidWorks or in SolidWorks EPDM. So this is full. You can make this completely filled out to where all of this is aligned. And instead of it saying custom 1 here, it can say customer ID or whatever you want to call it. You can actually rename part number to drawing number or document number, whatever you use internally for your property information. You can. Now there are some properties down here that aren't configurable because they're just built-in informational properties like the revision, so that's always going to be called revision, and this is Rev A, and you can't change that. Same with revision date. State for PDM items, for EPDM items, you're going to have a state listed, which it's going to be approved, and also you can see what the local file name was, all right there. Now all this content, what's nice about those properties, all those properties are fully searchable. So if you do a search for bracket, you'll see there's bracket returned. Really quick and really easy. This is full Google style index-based search, and it works really well. You just click the X button and it clears those search results back. We'll do another search for SW. You can see that's returned as well. All right, so now let's return to the uploader and let's just start a new upload. So we just click Start Upload. It's checking for changes, and you can see no changes were found because I haven't changed anything. I've only got this one folder configured, so only files in this are being monitored. There has been no new revisions created or new items created, and so there's nothing to change. So let's go ahead and create a revision. I want to show you how this whole process works. So we're working in EPDM. We're going to do a really simple revision. We're not going to make any changes to the model or anything like that, but we're going to right click on this and we're going to change the state to request change. You can see we're going to not change the part. We're just going to change the drawing. Click OK. And of course your state is going to dictate this process. This is, I think, pretty much the default state. And we're going to now, since we're under change, we're going to check this out. So click checkout and we'll click checkout there. We're going to then open the item in SolidWorks EPDM or in SolidWorks itself. All right, so this item is checked out, so it's not read only. And we're just going to make a big change. Or just a big annotation change. We're just going to add a note. Just so that's real easy to see. Let's change this. Test rev creation. All right, really boring, but very simple. And we'll click save on that. We'll do it. We'll check it in this way just so that we're different. We'll do check in there. And we checked it in. Alrighty. Now let's close this file. We'll minimize SolidWorks. We'll go ahead and leave it open. If you close it, then Flutter Files has to open it each time. So it's, especially if you're doing uploads every 15 minutes, it's best to just leave SolidWorks open. We'll go to change state, and we'll submit change for approval. We'll change pending approval. We will now change the state again, and we'll go ahead and approve it so that same person will do that. We'll just make this real simple. Change approved. Click OK. So now once again we're back in the approved state. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to click the history button here and just want to show you. We were on Rev A. That was version 2. We checked it out. We made some changes in version 3, and then we checked it back in, which automatically created version 4 and created this revision B. So we have Rev B and we have Rev A. So now we close that, come back to the uploader, and once again, if we just waited 15 minutes, this would automatically happen. But we're going to go ahead and kick off a start upload and saying that it's processing the file. It's already detected that the SolidWorks file needs to be uploaded again. Uploading revision B, you can see it lists Rev B right there. PDF was uploaded, step file was uploaded, and uploading of the changed SolidWorks files is complete, just like that. And it'll do another upload in 15 minutes. So now if we return to the web application, we click refresh here, and then we view the item. You can see the preview image. There's a preview image on the right-hand side. It's already been updated, and sure enough, there's the PDF updated. So there's Rev B. We click the back button. There's Rev A. If you right-click on these buttons, you can jump to any revision that you would like to. You can jump to Rev B. Now keep in mind, I'm uploading Rev A and I'm uploading Rev B. You could actually configure the uploader to only keep the latest revision on Flutter File, so it'll automatically delete Rev A once Rev B is completed. The other option instead of doing that is to store them on Flutter Files, make them available to the engineering team, but then only allow access to the latest revision on Flutter Files. So this is really useful, lots of flexibility. Now, the other thing I want to show you is that there was a point there where the item was not approved anymore, right? So let's return to that state. Let's change the state of this. We don't actually have to even check it out. We're just going to request a change, right? So that's going to move this into, and we'll just do the drawing again. That's going to move this into the under change state. So now we've started work. Rev B is completed. It's been uploaded to Flutter Files. Everybody, all of our internal viewers as well as our external suppliers have access to Rev B that we've given them access to it, if we've given them access to it. So now we're in the state under change. We're no longer in the approved state. So if I go to the uploader, and once again, this would automatically happen in 15 minutes. But if we click Start Upload here, it's going to say the item has been checked out, and it's even changed its workflow state property so that you can search under change, and it will return items that are in that under change state. So if we return to Flutter Files now, and we click refresh, we'll go back to the drawings library so you can see this property more easily. Checked out is equal to yes. So in Flutter Files, we don't have, we use the term checked out, but really that's just yes or no, is it being modified? And that's a form of it. And the answer is yes. This item has currently been modified by someone on the design team. And so since it's not in the approved state, we get a warning message saying this item is currently checked out, which means it may currently be in the process of being modified. The latest revision is being shown. Now you can customize this to say anything you want. They have to click OK, and then at that point they can view the drawing at that point. Now you may say, all right, well that's really nice. I'm modifying the item in EPDM, and all my suppliers and internal viewers are automatically notified when they try to view it, but I don't trust them to actually, click OK and use this with discretion. I'm a little worried about that. I want to just block access if it's not approved, and that's perfectly fine. You go to the dashboard, and there's a company setting. I can show that to you real quick. Go to settings, go to company settings, and under, let's see here, where's it? Checked out settings. There's this checked out settings listed here. You can enable prevent access to checked out items. And this is also where you can customize the messages. So there's the blocked access message and the warning message. Both of those are fully customizable. And then you click update. If you return back to drawings and you try to view this item, it says this checked out items are not accessible per your company settings. Now, obviously, in this case, this item was already viewed, but normally you click that and nothing would happen. You would just see the checked out warning message. So this gives you a brief taste of SolidWorks EPDM and how it integrates with Flutter Files. As you can see, the real nice part about this is not only are the PDFs automatically generated for you, but they remain connected back to SolidWorks EPDM. So as you modify the state, as you modify adding additional revisions, as you do that, that information is automatically updated on Flutter Files, and this single item on Flutter Files contains all of those revisions, all of that property data. It's fully searchable. You share this with a supplier, they have a link to it, and immediately they have the access to the latest revision. They'll even receive an email when the new revision is updated automatically. So it's very highly automated and very powerful. So thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about Flutter Files and SolidWorks EPDM and how to get started with it. I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.